Hello, everybody, and welcome to Soulful Conversations and some good old soulful music. My name is Rickie Byars, and I'm joined today by Life Coach Ade,
Hello.
who is in the UK. How you doing, Life Coach?
I am wonderful, grateful to be grateful, and grateful to be here.
Grateful to be grateful. I'm talking about it. Really. Yeah, I got a new song.
You
But
do?
I'm trying to see how. Let me see if I can remember. Oh, I had it. Oh well. Anyway, I'll do
It's
another
gonna come
one.
to you in the middle of the conversation later on. It's hanging. It's like, hey. I come when I'm ready. I'm a new song. You don't just pull me on stage. I need time to breathe it all in.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, 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 inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind, love and only love is moving me. Peace inside my mind, love and only love I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, 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 Shanti. Oh, y'all loading in tonight. So who we got here? Oh, hey, Charlene. Hey, KS Lovelace was the first in the house. Lingle, I saw you coming on. Then I saw Marianne and all y'all. Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Maxine. Deidre. What? What up, girl? Love you too. Let's see, I think I saw Digby. Excuse me, I gotta do this scroll. I need another set of hands. But I got it. There I got it. Oh, Kiana. She's back from camping. Charlene Marsh. Welcome everybody. There she goes, Marianne Meyer. Hey, Jeff Noose. Everybody say hello to Jeff. Oh, peace inside my heart. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart. God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my heart. Love and only love is moving me. Rosalind, peace inside my heart, love and only love I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, 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 So let there be peace in our lives, in our mind, in our heart, in our soul. Because when there is peace inside of us, there is peace in the earth. No matter what's going on, just remember the peace inside of you. It's something that you have a little dominion over. Just keep your mind stayed on what's high, what's holy, was a good report. I ain't getting many good reports from some of these other outlets of media. But when you get the divine cosmic download, it tells you that you're in your right place, doing what you came to do, learning what you came to learn, loving who you came to love in your own special way. And folks who are tripping, take a deep breath and find a little distance. As we take a trip inside of ourselves so that we can remember who we are and who is carrying us, what is carrying us, what's making us so fantastic right now. Hey, peace inside the earth. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth. God and only God I live to see. Peace inside the earth. Love and only love is moving me. Peace inside the earth. Love and only love I live to see. Peace inside the earth. Love and only love I live to see. Peace inside the earth. Love and only love live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, everyone present this evening for our soul fulfilling, and thank you, Life Coach Ade, for being
Thank
here
you.
with me
Thank you.
today.
I'm feeling chills. I think your song, I know your song opens up the channel. For real, for real. Like, we can just get on here 5 minutes, 1 minute before the show, and as soon as you sing, it's like something opens up, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. It's my gift. It's the gift I came to share with you. Hey, Nava and Kiana, legit. You guys, listen, we got the most dynamic chat
Yes,
in the
we
B
do.
Hood. We have the most dynamic chat in the B Hood. Yeah, welcome, Janice. Yes, Annette. And so everybody's still dialing in. Come on in. And we're going to just begin at we've already begun our conversation, because I am lit from the inside out.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, I am. I am. So, Life Coach Ade, what's up?
You said it. Lit from the inside out. That's what the world is asking for. People who are
Yes.
lit from the inside out.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, what's up is the light, and the light
Yes.
is within us.
Yes.
You know, I was thinking today that, sometimes I try to think my way through things in life, but I'm coming to realize more and more It's not so much about thinking through, it's tuning in, getting still. And the mind that created this moment, I'm not even going to call it a problem. Sometimes it's a problem, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just what is. Like here, the mind that created this moment, it's taking information from a place that I will call the divine intelligence realm. So creating the next space, if I just tune in, I mean, I feel it. Just like when you were singing earlier, I was sharing with people on IG, like I just feel chills move through my body. And really, more and more, if there ever was a time to get lit, this is it. And sometimes it's just all we need is a minute, just a minute to shut it up and go deep down
Yes. Yeah.
and trust the guidance.
Yes. To
I've been
trust the
listening to B
guidance.
Radio quite often this last few days, and it's just like it just takes me to that place
Yeah.
without forcing it. We're already there. We just need to drop the men. And when I say drop, it's not even like I gotta drop my mental chatter. It's like tuning and turning our attention into something different.
Yeah.
What's
I
that
find,
hook? Yes.
well, I find that tuning for me, it's like when I find my mind going, and I can bring it back to the moment, it really, because that chatter that goes on inside the head is, I'm weighing my concepts and the world, and what's happening in the world and what's really going on versus what they're telling you, and my thought about it, and health and wholeness, and even great thoughts, can be overwhelming. It's like, and there's a moment where I catch what's happening inside my mind, and I just go like, now. Sherlock speaks about it on Mondays with Sherlock. The B Radio podcasters have done so well. I'm so glad that we decided to do the podcast because they've done quite well. And I heard Mondays with Sherlock this past Monday, and I realized that I'm so glad that he began to do the program because I've grown listening to my own brother, because I remember his first programs when he started talking about Jesus, I would start getting my little conniption, like, and it's like
Twitching.
it's like, and I got to watch me do that. I got to watch what I was doing. Like, why is it that the name of somebody, even though that wasn't his name, but it's what it represents. It's what his name has grown to represent. But Yeshua, I mean, it's like has already come to me, has already just totally immersed me in its love. So the deal is like I already know.
Yes.
But still, there was a little bit of me that was in judgment, and that was the part that would go like, and I allowed myself to go, but I was just watching myself do it. I didn't stop myself from doing it. I watched myself do that, right, and just let it be. Yeah, but it's different. There's a difference in doing and not seeing what you're doing.
Yes.
When you're doing that and you can see what it is that you're doing, then you can look at what it is where you're hung up. He ain't hung up. He's in alignment with his God, right? I'm the one that's lined up about the God he chose. So who got the problem? It's what? So I was listening to him on Monday night, and let's see, I guess he started with his show back in February, I guess. I forget when the show started, but I listened to him Monday night, and he was talking about procrastination and what procrastination is and how it, the general meaning of procrastination, like you would do something, putting off doing stuff that for another time that you could do now. But he went on deep into loving, how we procrastinate when you don't choose love, when you don't choose to love, how how that can be like a procrastination. But he said it way more elegantly than I'm doing right now. So you might go to B Radio and check out the podcast and hear his words. But they were so beautiful, so humbly delivered. You know, very humble, you know, or however you say the word. You know, if you're from the Massachusetts, they say humble. But anyway, humble in the country. But I was like so humbled. And when he talked about Jesus, I was just so thankful, you know, that I could be the receiver of what he was saying, what my brother was saying about love and about our heart and about being open heart and being willing to love each other as we would want someone to love us. I mean, he was just, oh man, he was rolling and I was rolling with him. You know, I was rolling with him, and that charge that I had is lifting in a lot of areas. Yes. This is a golden era. You know, I mean, even though whoever they are, even though it can be said that there is a whole lot that's going on that's devastating and death and, you know, the threats of wars and deaths and plagues and this and that, you know, it's like there's something that is ising here that is fantastic, that is beyond, that is our nature. Yes. And to get divinely snagged by that is so good. It's like it lifts us because we're going to have stuff that comes up. I mean, it's just like, it's the way of the world. We're here to learn. You know, I was telling Jeff and Ade that last night I had a moment where I was looking at the stars and a star in particular, one star, and the moon, and breathing in the air, and it was so fresh. And I wonder, how do we live off the air in the house? Because the air out there is quite different. It was so fresh, you know. But our bodies are made so well that they can last, you know. So I come in and I'm having this high moment, and then I'm so in sync and in alignment that I don't even cut the lights on. I was like, I'm going to float down these steps and just go into the kitchen and get just a little water, and then I'm going to go into bed. And I'm floating down the steps. I turn the corner. My Jedi airbender self forgets that there's a stool right there. Crash my foot against, I dashed my big toe against the stone.
You dashed it.
I dashed it. I think the angels were trying to hold me up, but it was loose. You know, it was like, hey, no, she need to learn, get a little night lamp. Like Dorothy said, just get a little night lamp. Then you can see everything. You don't have to be trying to see if you can remember everything in the dark. But I did, and that was like all that peaceful moment. Now there's this. Now there's the foot that's swollen. You know, but now there's also another opportunity to rest, to breathe in, and to say thank you, God. To say thank you, God. And to bless all of y'all. I mean, I've been praying for this group. Oh my gosh. I've been writing your names down. I had lists of names. And last night, you know what I did? I started throwing away stuff. I said, look, if I died, I don't want people going through all this stuff. I can remember this. This came from my mind. Why do I need that stack of paper? And I started tearing up the names on the paper. And I started saying, blessed, be blessed, be blessed. And I started singing, blessed and be blessed. Oh, bless and be blessed. And I'm just tearing up paper, seeing you guys' name. Y'all name, some of you guys, your names are on there. People who've asked a prayer, bless and be blessed. And I'm tearing up this paper. You know, Jeff, your name was on it. Ade, your name's on it. And I'm tearing it up because I don't need to carry you that way. You know, anymore. It's like, I know you're carried.
Yes.
I know you're all right. I know you're going to learn what you came, and I could just let it go and got a new song with it. So I'm done.
For
I've
now.
had a run of about 10 minutes. I just reminded myself of Ade. So go ahead, Ade. You take it.
Well, there's so many things, as you know. But just give me the baton. I got it. I got it. Got it. Got it.
You're welcome for your prayer, Sulingo. Be blessed, Nava. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. It's interesting. You and I were in green. Amal on IG said, Instagram, she said, I've been wearing green all day. And Maxine just said, she's been wearing green too. And it's kind of like, those kind of things I don't miss. Somebody might say, oh, it's just the fact that a few people wearing green. But I believe there's something to it. And if nobody believes it, I do. Because there is, there's so many things you said in there, like listening to your brother and saying Jesus, and you kind of had this, but you were able to observe yourself. And I think, that is such a simple, powerful message. It's not necessarily the thought we think. It is, but it isn't. But are we aware of the thought we're thinking? Now, I'm not saying that we're aware of all the whatever 70,000 thoughts we're thinking in a day, but the ones that put what do they call it, a glitch in the system. It's like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, Jesus Christ, because if you go behind the name and the interpretation and what was done, and you get into the spirit, you realize there's a little bit more. You get into the letter of the conversation, the spirit of the conversation.
Yes.
Today, I was part of a Zoom call, and the theme of the conversation was belonging. And we've shared some sacred agreements. And I remember when, we would speak to the sacred agreements. And I remember feeling like, sometimes I feel sad that we've become disconnected from one another. And I get excited in the space where I could feel the connection. And as I was sharing that, what came up for me is being able to hold space for the disconnection and the connection is interconnection. It just came so clear because, for me, there's a dependence, there's independence and interdependence. We're always interdependent on one another. So if we're feeling disconnected or feeling connected, rather than just make one better than the other, we can hold space for it. And in our interconnectedness, we get to remember that we're blessed. We get to remember that we can be grateful, and we get to see something different. Because I really believe our role, not like it's an assignment, but I'll say it like that. We're here to bring light to it all. And it's not like it's you go to earth to bring light. No, you show up as light by seeing the bigger picture and not getting so caught up in names and titles. And when you do, just remember you're blessed. It's okay. Whether you judge or not, you're blessed. Whether you see the deep truth in a statement or not, you're worthy. Whether you try hard or meditate or not, you're loved.
Yes.
Whether you feel God or not, you're in God. It is
Hey,
right
Ashe, now you better come on. Go ahead,
right
go
here.
give one more. Give one more.
Get one more. But it's like that place where we get to take ourselves off the hook by taking God off the hook, taking the conditions of God, taking the conditions of ourselves, and taking
Right.
conditions of love. Because we grow up and they put conditions. You must do this, you must do that. You get married,
Right.
you have children. Conditions,
Yes.
conditions, conditions, conditions. And then we're told to love unconditionally. How the flip am I going to love unconditionally when you program me to be conditional? And spiritual practice is about taking off those conditions.
Hey.
It's just like, oh, I could do that, but
Yeah.
not today. I'm going to do it this way because I want to. But we don't get to, well, we do, but we don't have to define ourselves by the conditions, because we're in a place where there is no condition. And you get to do whatever the flip you want to do, for real, for real. And whatever you create, people are like, well, if everybody can do whatever the flip they want to do, that's anarchy. That's the mind. We're so afraid that when people are free, they're going to do bad thing or the evil thing. Why can't we really sit with, if people are free, they're going to choose the highest and best?
Yes.
If everybody can do whatever they want,
If they're free,
no.
if they're free.
Yes.
It's a difference between being free yes. and being afraid,
Two different things.
Yeah. And a lot of people have a lot of fear about that, But you just spoke so well into it. It's beautiful. And that moment to moment breathing and watchful place where I'm not judging what he's saying. Mm-hmm. I'm listening. Mm-hmm. I'm discerning, but I'm listening more than wanting to react or respond, even respond, just to listen. Maybe my response is, I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
My response is, I'm watching you. My response is, what you doing over there, Jeff, making all that noise? Okay, no. Yes. I mean, I'm working on that.
Well, you and sound have a relationship. So when sound is doing something different, a part of you recognizes it.
I can feel it. And I probably am the loudest person in the neighborhood. I have Sunday devotionals. I'm playing the piano all the time, But when you got that watch, that high watch, they call it, for yourself, for your mind, your dominion, what you have was like dominion over your attention. I think something begins to shift inside.
Yes.
I know the people with us tonight, you know all about it. I don't know when this change happened. It seems like overnight. Now I'm rooted in the Spirit. I'm rooted in the Spirit. It happened without a fight. And something is new about me. I feel it with each breath. There's a majesty about me. A majesty about me. I feel it in the step. A new heaven and a new earth is what I see. And something else is more important to me. Yeah. Oh, I'm changed. I'm changed. God is first in my life. God is first in my life. Oh, I'm changed. And I'm changed. God is first in my life. And second to none. Something's changed in me. Something's changed in me. And I can't stand whatever this old world can bring, 'cause I'm rooted in the Spirit. I'm rooted in the Spirit. Come on, y'all. And I can stand the rain. Got a big old umbrella. When you're born of the Spirit, you're made so brand new. And all the time you wasted, all the time you wasted, is given back to you. Something's changed in me. Did something change in you? Oh yes, something's changed in me.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Something's changed. Something changed. I returned to my true self.
Yeah. Yes. You know, my kinesiologist is just a really extraordinary teacher. He's not just adjusting the body, he's giving you the knowledge from and wisdom from your body. But he formulates it so beautifully because he's such a student of life, and he and his wife, they're just some cosmic people. Like I got a cosmic life, man. I know some people. I was talking to somebody today. I said, y'all don't understand what I'm saying when I say I'm cosmic. It's like I got such an interesting journey that I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now. But he told me, he said something to me. And I was talking about going to sleep and how I was meditating more. You know, I said, I'm meditating more. It started with my ancestral awareness. Thank you, Dorothy James. And my mom that came through John Nash. Thank you, John Nash. That brought the message from my mother to get the red hat and to sit down in her chair and to be with her. And what opened was all this music and all this, the space, you know, and all these melodies, and this another space opened up. And that was some time ago. That was like about 2 or 3 months ago now. And so I've been kind of keeping with the practice, but I was getting a little sloppy with my practice, you know, because I was like, you know, I don't feel like burning no candles right now, lighting the candles, you know. It's like I'm really tired, you know. It's like I need to kind of get into bed, and so I was like, God, you know, Ashe, amen, and get into bed and go to sleep, right, and wake up and do it in the morning, which was okay, you know. And I was like, but I'm getting more time in, and I'm not judging myself about it at all, no judgment. But I was watching myself though. I was aware. I was like, I see, and he said something. He said, he said, for some 60 years now or more, he said, there's just nothing that keeps him from meditating before getting into bed. He says, before he gets into bed, you know, he says he meditates. It's just his way of life. He meditates, then he gets into bed, goes to sleep. He said, and it helps his sleep. And so I'm listening to it, and I go like, how long do you meditate? Now I'm trying to qualify. You hear me? You hear where I went? How long you meditate? You know? And he said, it depends. He says, you know, whatever it is that I have to work with, he said, sometimes it's just 5 minutes. But I dedicate that 5 minutes to my practice, to being still. And then I get into bed, and then I can go to sleep much easier. And I was like, wow. Now listen, that ain't even deep, right? But it's deep, coming from somebody that I have such great respect for. And guess who's been sitting down for 5 minutes before they get into bed? I mean, it's just, and not just before I get into bed. Now I'm sitting 5 minutes in the middle of the day. Just pulling the chair out and just read 5 minutes. 5 minutes before the sun sets. I'm not even looking like, sunset time I'm not looking at it like that. It's just like, hey, I got some space right now. Why don't I just sit down and just take a moment?
Yes.
So I invite you guys to do that with me. If you're not doing it, I'm sure you're way ahead of me, but ain't no way really ahead. We're just here together and becoming more of ourselves, and y'all ain't higher than me. I don't care if you're doing 3 hours.
It's all the same thing.
Hey, there's no time or space in God.
That's
the deal
right.
is, it's like when you come into the divine zone, it's not about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's about connection.
The moment.
It's about connection.
Yes.
Moment to moment connection. Yes. Yes.
I feel you.
Oh, Gretchen got on. I don't see any more chats. I just see names. I overstand. That's Deidre.
Gretchen's been tagging folks. She been like getting people, come over here. Y'all come get some of this.
Storm is coming from the heavens. Awakening. Yes. Yahweh.
I want to amplify something you said. You talked about the deeper you've been getting with your ancestors. For me, I just think that needs to be repeated. Ancestral work is something I've been doing for a long time, and part of it was just really unlearning and relearning. Growing up in Nigeria, it wasn't, people would think, oh yeah, you grew up in Nigeria, I guess you do all the ancestral work all the time. No. Sometimes my father is like, ancestors, what ancestors? Which one do you know? And I'm like, is my dad serious? I don't even know what that's about. But I remember we had a conversation. He said something like that. I'm like, okay, I ain't ready. Either I wasn't ready or he wasn't ready, but we're not having that conversation because I'm like, what? But anyway, I don't know how you got in my conversation. It just needed to be expressed, I guess. But, the sessions I did, the 3-part series representing our ancestors, representing our stories, I felt the shift. So it wasn't just me doing ancestral work behind the scenes, so to speak. This is me making an announcement and inviting other people to be part of the conversation. And it shifted me in ways that I can't put in words.
Right.
And something popped in my head today, and I think I know what's going to happen, but maybe not. But the ways that it shifted me is I play the djembe drum. And the djembe drum, I play when I do workshops or have an event. But other than that, I'm like, I need to play every day just to kind of have a moment with it. But since that event, actually maybe about a month ago, a little over a month now, I've been playing it every day for about 5 minutes. And I tell you, every time I play a drum, my drum, it takes me places. It's like, I mean, I've always surrendered to the drum, but it's a different way. It's almost like, this is what it feels like for me. It's like learning to speak a language, but you keep practicing long enough, and after a while, the language is just fluent. That's what it feels like now. So it's like what happens through me, through the drums, and what's happening in the realm beyond realms. I mean, now when I drum, I literally have to I need a moment to gather myself. And I've actually surrendered to it. I have allowed it to be. In the past, I'd be like, okay, hurry up, you got to do a workshop. People are looking at you. Don't, but now it takes me to the next level. Well, everybody doesn't drum. My point is, I encourage everyone. I'm just going to say it like that. You get to choose what you do. I encourage everyone to make space, to get still, to meditate, to remember that you have people who came before you and you acknowledge them. And you yourself is the altar. You are the altar because they live in you. All the elements of nature is in you. If you wake up every morning and you take a sip of water, you can do your libation because you're pouring water into the altar of life. And in recognizing our ancestors, they're not back there, they're
That's
right
right.
here. We're recognizing ourselves. And I know for me, it's definitely something that's shifting me on a daily basis.
Yes. And
Yeah.
and for me, you got your ancestors and you got the plant cestors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the
Mm-hmm.
plants who've been here
Mm-hmm.
before the ancestors. They predate
Yes.
us. I mean, they'll be
Yes.
here when we're gone. And the plant cestors, I didn't make that up. That's what's his name? Oh, Georgia went to an art show, and the brother had an art exhibit, and it was all about the plant cestors, and it was just so brilliant, and I just love the plant cestors, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But so when I'm doing libations in the morning, I pour on the plant,
That's right.
so I'm pouring for the plant cestors,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Mm-hmm.
honoring in honor of the Holy Spirit that and this magnificent creator that's all of it. It's the ancestors, the plant cestors, the
All of
everything.
it.
You know, it's everything. And it's like, oh, it's right here. And right now, I just think pouring just gives us a moment of
Mm-hmm.
remembrance.
Yes.
It's just to remember.
To remember.
To remember, you have that moment where you're not worried about something, you're not planning, you're not outside yourself, you're just very present with this activity. You know, I think the people who do the morning pages, the writers, they find that space,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where they get up and they commit to writing every morning. Some people consider it a meditation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but for me, meditation is not writing. I write after meditation, but meditation is a meditation or contemplative mind, contemplative resting from thinking about this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes writing takes me to that still place, you know. But there's a space where it's like we're not writing, we're still.
Mm-hmm.
We're not drumming, we're still. We're not playing the piano and singing,
Mm-hmm.
we're still. All those things are remarkable and are gifts. And we get to do that because we have breath, we have life. We can do that. So we can do all those things that delight us. Yeah. You know, but we got to find that moment because it's going to increase our health.
Yes.
It's going to make us stronger. And that word you talked about before about our interconnectedness, we're interconnected. I mean, after you do that, you come out of that, your heart is different. You're a little, you know,
Yes.
your
Yes.
heart is a little more tender than it was when you went in.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
find that? Hey, Jeff, do you meditate? And do you find that?
Jeff,
Where's your
use your mic,
microphone?
please. Yeah.
Jeff didn't give himself a microphone this week.
He's being resistant, but we see you.
I know, I don't know about Jeff
Why
sometimes.
won't you set it up, Jeff? We see you.
I think Jeff's trying to get on camera.
Oh, okay.
He loves on camera. He's got to show himself. Is your show still live, Jeff? Okay, all right. You don't do it no more.
I don't do it no more. Like don't do it no more Wednesday.
Yes, yes,
I do meditate.
yes.
However, I don't spend as much time sitting because I'm too restless. Sometimes the best meditation for me is going on a long walk or something like that because my head clears easier when I'm breathing as I walk.
Yes, yeah. Have you ever stopped after you walked and just breathed a moment while you inside of the walk?
I sit sometimes.
Yes,
I find
yeah.
a place to sit.
Yeah.
And one thing that I really tune into a lot of times when I sit, especially if there's a breeze, when you were talking about feeling the breeze through the window. When there's a wind and I sit, I always think this is the earth hugging me.
Yeah, yes.
And then I'll sit and just feel
Feel
that.
feel the beauty in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like meditation to me.
It actually I have more insights when I'm doing some sort of physical exercise, like even when I'm rolling up mic cables at the end of a night when
Yeah.
everybody's gone. I'm just
Yeah.
doing that, and my mind shuts down when
Yeah.
I'm doing a physical activity. So I do that more frequently than I actually sit.
Yeah.
However, when I get up in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and go to bed, I always have a couple of minutes when I just sit quiet
Mm-hmm.
and say something to God and write something.
Bam, then you're doing it. You know, when you talk about rolling those cables and stuff, I know His Holiness the Dalai Lama says you are doing active meditation.
Yeah.
And then he says, and now I will lead you in silent meditation. And 3 minutes, just 3 minutes, that's all we had was 3 minutes. And it was so quiet. I'm telling you, His Holiness is no joke. And maybe one day somebody going to say, I tell you, Rickie is no joke. When you meditate with her, oh my God, it's the deepest meditation.
You haven't heard that yet?
No.
Just look at the chat room. Wait for Soul Sisters when you say you'll be right back, and they're talking behind your back. They'll be speaking to your face like, you're like, what are they talking about? Oh yeah.
Well, I never thought that. I don't know. You know, sometimes we set up our own barriers to our own good. You know, it's not other people; it's our judgment of ourselves. That's why it's so good to do that deep spiritual practice of learning to love ourselves. It's like learning to love ourselves, man.
I love how you drop deep truth. So just like sprinkle it, and those who have ears to hear will catch it.
They got it.
Just like catch it.
Man, I tell you, because when you learn to love yourself, you stop judging yourself. You stop judging your practice. And you go like, hey, I'm just here. And I never have that problem with music. Like when I sit at the piano, it's like, it's mine. You know, it's like, I love it so much. I'm still happy I got a piano. I went so long without a piano as a kid. Every time I sat at the piano, I was like, yeah, I got a piano. I've had a piano for like 40, a good 40 years. You know, a good 45, maybe 50. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm getting old. Let me see. 70. I got my first piano when I was 21, my 21st birthday. Yeah. And I just love pianos, period. I just love them. I always did. And so when I sit down to play, it's like anything goes here. So I don't care, you know. Whether I'm doing some avant-garde or I'm doing Rickie. Or it's a little chant that shows. And I'm not thinking like, oh, that's nothing. I'm going like, whoa, look at this. You know, I love myself musically. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm learning to love who I am, period. To love who I am. And, you know, let's love who we are, y'all.
Yeah. To love the one that loves music.
Love the one
that
hey,
loves
love, just,
music.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you remember wait, what is it? I'm the one who loves you. I'm the one who loves you. Love me. That's Curtis Mayfield. You know, so you know, he says, you know, I don't have all that stuff. I don't have all that stuff that guy got to give to you and all of that. He said, but I'm the one who loves you, love me. So I'm learning to love me, to love the one who loves the music.
Yes,
you know, and the one who loves the music and loving me is loving God. You know, it's like it's like it's right here. It's like just getting back to me.
Yeah,
getting back to me. Well, it's a good thing. So, you know.
When you talk, I think of the piano as your access point. It is your pin, is your access code to tap it into music, to tap into the universe. We all have our access point. For Jeff, could be going for a walk, rolling a cable. Everybody has the access point, and the more
I like walks too. I like flowers and beauty too.
I understand. time is doing what time does. It keeps moving. But I want to go back to Mickey. So, Mickey, I need you to explain what you. So, Mickey said,
What did Mickey say?
he said, I had to learn about the ancestors and work to overcome. I'm like,
That's
it's
funny.
I was like, wait a minute, that's funny. And what do you mean? So, Mickey,
Oh, that's
please
funny.
explain.
That's funny. You got the joke of the night with that one.
I was
The
like, I
can't
learned
sisters.
about the
Work to over
ancestors.
I can't do this and I can't do that. Right. Get over the can't sisters.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, check it out, you guys. The Soul Sisters are having our 23rd retreat coming up this week. So thank you for your prayers as the women collect. We have a beautiful group, and our numbers are a little down because just because of the COVID and the pandemic, and some people don't even know how to find us because we're in another zone these days. But it's a beautiful retreat, and Greta Sashida and myself, we're going to be rocking the house with some amazing facilitators, Lucretia Van Dyke and Danny Solario, Estella Holman, Mama Cat. So many great people are going to be with us this weekend. And all the sisters, Susan Lingle, Ayanna Stokes. I don't know how many signed up here, but it's going to be so. The earth is free again. Musical requests. Hey, Laura, I'll do it next week. All right. But it's a brilliant retreat. And thank you, all the women who are going to dial in with us. It's a virtual retreat again. And it begins Friday night and goes through Sunday afternoon. Thank you for your prayers for us. And because this is the way we connect with all kinds of women all over the country. It's going to be brilliant. So thank you. And also, this week, I will not be at Hot and Cool. I will be in the Be Hood from my living room because of the women's retreat. And we're going to be doing that. And we return to Lamert Park the week after in the alley. So we'll be live streaming with a solid signal. And hopefully Jeff will be there with us.
Hopefully, huh?
Oh man, Jeff, hey man, Jeff came to help us, but business is looming over there now. And so he chooses to be with us. He could be making a whole lot of money somewhere else, but I'm thankful that he chooses to be with us even tonight. So thank you, Jeff Noose. Thank you, Ayanna Stokes, who helps to set our show up. Thank you, Life Coach Ade, for coming on board with us every week, and all of the brilliant facilitators on B Radio. Thank you, Jeff Kushner, for keeping B Radio going for so long. Jeff Kushner will be stepping down, and Brando Pigu, I hope I said his name right, is taking over along with others of us. So B Radio is worth preserving, and so we're learning how to expand it. Dorothy James on Thursdays, Moni's Mixes on Wednesdays, Beverly Brewster on Tuesday morning, Jeff Kushner on Tuesday evening. He just dialed in a new show. And let's see, we have Norma Choza on Friday. We have the Stringers on the first Saturday of the month. And then we have Dr. Lori, Take a Moment for Health. I love her. And I wanted her to read her remarks, but I'll read them on Sunday. So, because she writes the best remarks about B Radio. She loves B Radio, and so do I. If you love B Radio, if you love the B Hood, if you love Soul Fulfilling, feel free to make a donation. It helps our work. And I never say that here while we're going live because we're so deep in our conversation. But some of you have felt really moved to make donations, and I want to thank you because it keeps us on the air. So, and I love you, and I get to say thank you to you. So I'm happy. And I get to give a little something to Life Coach Ade, a little something to Jeff Noose. We are
Thank
appreciative.
God for God.
And and Jeff says, I don't do it for the money. He says, I'm here, but I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. So we're here in this moment. So we're going to take a deep breath. And know that in my awareness, the earth is free again.
Yes.
She glows with life again. The air is purified and peace is in her skies. My heart is free again. It glows with life again, with love from me again. My thought is purified and peace is in my eyes. My heart is free again.
And that's why we're wearing green.
Yeah. I don't know if I can sing this song. Because when I wrote this song, there was an urgency of the earth. I wrote it in Sedona, and I saw this I think it's Bell, what is it called? Bell Rock was singing out to me. And it sung out real high. I don't know if I have that range. The earth is free again. The earth is free again. She glows with life again. She glows with life again. The air is purified. Oh, the air is purified. And peace is in her skies. Imagine that. And peace is in her skies. My heart is free again. Yes, it is. Oh, my heart is free again. I glow with life again. I glow with life again. Thank you. My thought is purified. My thought is purified. My thought is purified. Oh, and peace is in my eyes. Peace and love and peace is in my eyes. Thank you for joining us for our soul-fulfilling conversations. May you find your way to love, find your way to loving kindness. The earth is free again. Oh, the earth is free again. Ashe.
Yes, yes, yes.